Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a tragic and chilling story that not only shocked the world, but also sparked a much-needed conversation about the dangers of online relationships, the darker side of social media, and the horrifying consequences of obsession. The story we're going to talk about today is that of Bianca Devins, a young woman whose life was taken far too soon and whose tragic death left a stain on the digital world. This is a story about toxic relationships, online dangers, and the horrifying events that unfolded after her murder. Before we get started, please make sure to stick around until the end for all the details. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe so you never miss any of our latest videos. Bianca Devins, a life cut short. Bianca Devins was an 18-year-old woman from Utica, New York, who was, by all accounts, a vibrant and creative individual. She loved expressing herself through art, photography, and social media. Like many young people today, Bianca spent a significant amount of her time online, especially on platforms like Instagram, Discord, and others. She shared pieces of her everyday life, her hobbies, and her creative endeavors, developing a strong connection with her followers. Many people online admired her not only for her artistic talent, but for her kind, engaging personality. But as often happens in the world of social media, Bianca's online presence eventually attracted the attention of someone who would not respect her boundaries, and that attention would take a deadly turn. This brings us to Brandon Clark. Brandon, 21 years old and also from Utica, was a regular user on social media. He first connected with Bianca through shared interests, like many people do on platforms like Instagram or Discord. Their initial interactions were friendly, just two individuals engaging in conversations about common hobbies. Unfortunately, things began to take a darker turn when Brandon's feelings toward Bianca shifted from friendship to something more obsessive. Although Bianca did not share any romantic interest in Brandon, he became increasingly fixated on her. He began sending her messages, becoming jealous whenever she interacted with other men or posted photos with people he didn't know. The situation grew worse as Bianca's emotional boundaries were repeatedly ignored. Bianca made it clear to Brandon that she did not want to pursue any sort of romantic relationship with him. She valued their online friendship but was not interested in taking it further. However, Brandon did not accept this rejection. His jealousy grew more intense, and his behavior became more possessive. He sent aggressive and threatening messages when she didn't respond, or when she showed interest in someone else. Sadly, despite all the red flags and warning signs, Bianca tried to remain civil with him. She didn't want to escalate things, and her inclination to stay peaceful only emboldened Brandon. He became convinced that he was entitled to more than a platonic relationship with Bianca, which eventually led to the horrific events that followed. On the night of July 14th, 2019, Bianca decided to meet Brandon in person. She was likely hoping that meeting him would help bring closure to their online interactions, offering him a chance to understand that there would be no romantic future between them. Bianca, at that time, was reportedly seeing someone else, which probably added fuel to Brandon's fire. They agreed to meet at a remote, isolated location outside Utica, a wooded area that was secluded enough to avoid public attention. What should have been a peaceful conversation turned into a nightmare that no one could have predicted. When they met, it became clear that Brandon could not accept Bianca's rejection. In a fit of rage and jealousy, he violently attacked her. He stabbed her multiple times, and once she was dead, he took the next horrifying step. He photographed her lifeless body. These photos, grotesque and chilling, became part of the digital nightmare that followed. But the tragedy didn't end there. After killing Bianca, Brandon did something that shocked the world even more. He shared the images of her body on social media. He posted graphic photos of her on Instagram and other platforms, accompanied by videos of him next to her body. His actions were not just a crime. They were an attempt to gain attention, and in a way, to leave a mark on the world, even after his horrific act. The images spread quickly across the internet, going viral in a matter of hours. People around the world saw these grotesque images, many of them unknowingly. The quick and widespread dissemination of these images is a chilling reminder of just how fast violent content can go viral in the digital age. Although Instagram took action to remove the photos, the damage had already been done. The photos were already circulating across multiple platforms, and many people saw them before they could be removed. The viral spread of Bianca's death raised important questions about the safety of online spaces, the role of social media in curbing violence, and how easily traumatic content can be shared. Bianca's family, who were already devastated by the loss of their daughter, now had to cope with the added trauma of seeing her final moments shared for shock value on the internet. Bianca's mother, in particular, became a vocal advocate for reforming how social media platforms handle violent and explicit content. After committing the crime, Brandon didn't flee the scene. Instead, he remained at the location and did something bizarre. He called 911 to confess. His call was chilling not because of remorse, but because of how detached he seemed from the gravity of the situation. He said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but I killed her," as though he were admitting to a minor mistake rather than the horrific crime he had just committed. When the police arrived, they arrested Brandon without incident. He was later charged with second-degree murder. The case quickly became a media frenzy, with coverage spreading across the globe. The public's reaction was one of disbelief and horror, not just at the brutality of the crime, but at the disturbing role that social media had played in the aftermath. Bianca's tragic death led to a larger conversation about the dangers of social media and the urgent need for legal reforms. As people realized how quickly violent and disturbing content could spread, the conversation shifted toward how platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter can do more to protect their users from harassment, abuse, and exploitation. Bianca's mother, in particular, became an outspoken advocate for social media reform. She pushed for greater accountability from social media platforms and demanded better protections for users, particularly young women, who are vulnerable to online stalking and abuse. The incident also sparked broader discussions about the emotional and mental toll of online relationships. Many people, especially younger users, were left grappling with the idea that digital spaces could be just as dangerous as the physical world. This tragedy has highlighted the need for everyone to be more mindful of who they trust online and to understand the signs of unhealthy relationships before they spiral out of control. Although Bianca's life was tragically cut short, her story has helped raise awareness about the dangers of obsessive relationships, stalking, and the role that social media plays in enabling such behaviors. In the years since her death, her mother, along with various advocacy groups, has worked tirelessly to push for change, advocating for better protections for individuals who use social media platforms. Bianca's story serves as a powerful reminder that online spaces should not be taken lightly. While social media can be a great tool for connection and creativity, it also comes with its risks. Bianca's legacy is one of raising awareness, setting boundaries, and demanding a safer digital environment for everyone, especially vulnerable users. Bianca Devins was more than just the victim of a tragic crime. Her story is a chilling reminder of the dangers that can exist in the digital world. It serves as a warning about the consequences of obsession, online stalking, and the exploitation of vulnerable individuals for the sake of shock value or attention. As we reflect on Bianca's life and death, it's crucial to remember the lessons her story teaches us. Be cautious with your personal information, recognize the signs of unhealthy relationships, and demand better protections from social media platforms to keep people safe. If you found this story meaningful or important, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below with your thoughts, and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Share this video with your loved ones to raise awareness about online safety and the risks of toxic relationships. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.